So my name is Bernd. I live in Switzerland since 10 years now, and I'm in the blockchain space since 2015. I was lucky to be living in Zug, so I simply went to the Ethereum Foundation and was able to help them a bit and was on the advisory board until 2017. In that area, I met a lot of people that are deep in the space and created some projects. One of the first ones was Swarm City, which is not a smart city, but it's a marketplace, or was supposed to be a marketplace. And from there we realized a lot of problems that are not solved to be decentralized. And this starts with the server. Like the best topic there was that I had to pay. I was always the business guy. I was never a developer. So the developers, they just did things, and at one day I had to pay a bill on a server, like on Amazon Web Service. And I asked my developers, what are we doing on Amazon? We are decentralized. Why do we use a centralized cloud service? And they said, yeah, we're running the Ethereum node on that. It's too complicated for us, and we don't want to spend time on that. And I said, this is the basic thing that needs to be decentralized. You know, that cannot be. So that was one, at least, it's not the only part, but this was one part that really opened my mind, that there's a lot of things not resolved to be truly decentralized. And decentralization is nothing that you can market, for example. It's nothing you can sell. Nobody wants to buy anything because it's decentralized. It needs to be convenient. So at the end, you need to create something that is convenient, and underlying technology should be decentralized. But nobody needs to know. They just need to know the benefits of it. So that's how I came to create AVADO, together with a co-founder from Swarm City. We created this little machine, and I'm just doing a short intro to that. I'll come to staking right after that. So we sell this device that anybody can run at home. So you own the device. We have an operating system that runs on it. And this operating system also uses decentralized technology like IPFS. So we distribute our packages through IPFS. And it's open source, so anybody can even build something on top of it. And it's really plug and play. It's convenient for users to use. You put it, plug it into your router, you need electricity, and then you need a second device like your computer or your phone to connect to it, because it has a web browser integrated or a web server, so it can resolve on your phone. So you don't have to see the device, it just is next to your router. And then you interact with it. And the main reason people nowadays interact with it is staking. Because the first time when we started this, 2018, it was for developers to run a node really easy, convenient, but there was no incentive behind it. It was just making their life easier. But now people buy this device to start and stake. And what staking is, I will explain in a minute. But now they can earn money back by running this device. And you can earn this back, it depends on how much you stake, but you can earn it back in really short months of time when you pay it off. And then it just runs. And we are responsible for the maintenance and support, and there's no cost involved after that. So this is the device we sell. And now I'm going to staking. And it's on steroids, so I took drugs as a bit of a theme, yeah. So we're starting off with herbal drugs, so really easy level, okay. But I'll make you addicted, so to be sure. So staking, what is staking? Staking means that you support the network by putting down money of the network into a smart contract, into a vault, so to speak. And by doing this, you say, I'm an honest player in the network, and I will validate, I will sort of inspect the network and say that the transactions that are in the network are correct. And then I sort of support the network by that. And I even can be a block proposer, which means that I create actually a block. So my device can create a block in the blockchain. So you know maybe proof of work, that's a minor work. And this is a different concept. It's based on money, so you don't have to have processing power. The computers we sell are not really specific for that. But you need to have capital. You put down, for example, on Ethereum, you put down 32 ETH. And then if you're a block proposer, you get a high amount of return. And there's also a committee that is certain validators that also inspect if this block was correct, and they can detect if it was not correct. If it's not correct, you'll be slashed, and I'll explain that in a minute. So this way you can get money back, and there's different ways to stake. And I took Ethereum as an example because most of our users and most of the biggest network is Ethereum and proof of stake. So you can be a solo staker. Solo staker means you have 32 ETH you put into a smart contract. And this, we call it the gold standard. So we really support this, and our users like that. And they put down 32 ETH. Some are really crazy. They have 80 validators running on our devices, which is not, I would never do that, but it's up to them. And the reward is not huge, but it varies. Then you have the option, if you don't have 32 ETH, you can join a pool. And there's different ways to do this. So you can then pay any kind of amount of ETH. And then you get fees, you get rewards, but you also have to pay fees because other people are doing the work for you. These computers that we sell are not involved in, or are involved in that, but not the people that pay into the pools. And then there's the third part is the exchanges, where you actively put money on an exchange like Coinbase or Kraken or Binance, and they stake for you. So this is the non-custodial part. This is the not decentralized part because it's a third party doing the work for you. And if you're a block proposer, you get the highest reward. If you're in a block committee, you get a lower reward. And if you just have the validator running, you get a constant reward that's the same amount almost over time. So that it's almost like a lottery. You have to see it more like a lottery, how much money you can get back. There's a certain minimum that you get, but you could be higher than that. So it's interesting. So the benefits of staking is that it's just passive income. You have 32 ETH, you put it aside, let this machine run, and it just returns money. So nothing to do. But on a if you're more into the concept of blockchains, you actually contribute to the security and the efficiency of the blockchain. And it's decentralized if you do it, for example, with our devices. And in some protocols, a higher stake can also mean that you have more influence, more say in decisions, because they also combine this with governance in some protocols, not on Ethereum though. Then there's definitely a risk in staking. So you can lose your assets in some regards, because there's a thing called slashing, and I'll explain it in a minute in more detail. But slashing is when you can lose some of your stake you put aside. Then there's the risk of liquidity. Nobody wants to sort of take these assets are locked up. So the money is in this protocol, and you cannot easily take it out. There's an exit queue, for example. If a lot of people want to exit, then it takes even months to get the money out. Sometimes it's just days, like right now, because people don't want to take it out. They like that the Ethereum is at 4,000 whatever, you know. So that is one part. And then the volatility itself of ETH, for example, or the underlying asset that you stake. So that can be very bad if you stake now and then the currency goes down to 1,000 and you want to take it out. That's maybe not so good. So slashing, what is slashing? So slashing is the event where it's a security mechanism that's part of this network. So it punishes a validator if he does something which is seen as malicious. So this can be, for example, in the case of our users, mostly it's not malicious, I would say. It's just they misuse the software. So they run, for example, the same validator on two clients. Clients is really the blockchain node, and they run the same validator on two nodes because they maybe forget they're already running it, and then they get slashed because this is a violation. But there could also be that somebody tries to manipulate a block that he's proposing. So he's changing some data in there, proposes the block, and then others realize that and they say, okay, this is not correct. The committee, the block committee that sees that, and then he gets slashed. The slashing can be very harmful. So, for example, if you use a client that is used by the majority, and everyone in that uses that client gets slashed because there's maybe a bug in the client, then the chances that there's a higher slashing event on all of them than if it's just a single participant. So it also supports more diversification in running clients. So you should look into minority clients more than into the majority clients. It's also a security mechanism of Ethereum. And to be clear, just being offline is not a slashing event. Some users that we have, they think they got slashed, but if you're just offline because the machine is unplugged, that causes a penalty. And the penalty is the same amount that you would earn during the time frame. So if you turn on the machine again, if you were offline for 3 days, you turn on the machine again, and it runs for 3 days, then you're back at the same level as before the machine went offline. So you can recover from that. So you can have a partial or total loss of the staked tokens, and if you get slashed, and there is a certain phase that you cannot use the validator anymore because you get removed from the network, and that's sort of a bleeding out moment that you also have penalties for that. So now we get to the next part. So now this token was locked. You know, if you stake, then you lock your token. And now people created something that is more like, it's still a herbal thing, but there's a bit more chemical parts to it into the drug. So now they created liquid staking. So the downside of traditional staking is that you have these lockup periods. You put in your money into a contract and you cannot redeem it whenever you want because there might be an execute, as I said before. So now there's providers that say, you can lock up with us. There's a smart contract we created that will stake for you. And this smart contract will create a liquid staking token that you can redeem, that you can use straight away. So I will just show this process. So the user has to somehow convert his dollars or his fiat currency into Ethereum. He has to do this anyways for staking. So once he has ETH, now he goes to this provider of liquid staking that has a specific smart contract. And this smart contract uses the ETH, returns a liquid staking token to the user, but also puts in the stake into the smart contract of Ethereum, and maybe through an AVADO device that we run. So we have several providers that use our infrastructure to do this. And so the user has a token back that represents the amount he put into the staking that he can use straight away for DeFi. And he also receives the rewards from the staking of his actual deposit. So that's the simple process of liquid staking. And a lot of users use it in DeFi then. They can use this token to be lent out, or there's liquidity pools from ETH to staked ETH, or to use to a stable coin and so on. So there's different ways to use this liquid staking token at the end. And you can see here, this is from DeFi Llama. This liquid staking market was actually created when Ethereum was in the testing phase of staking. They had a phase where they were running proof of work and proof of stake at the same time. And at that moment, you could not withdraw. It was not possible to withdraw at all the ETH. So some people said, okay, let's create this liquid staking token. We know that the withdrawal will be possible someday. And so now they could use this token even though the ETH was still locked. And this market now today, and I took this morning, is at $60 billion total volume locked. So people, investors, put $60 million into this liquid staking market. So that's huge, because the staking market itself is at $128 billion staked on Ethereum, just on Ethereum. At $4,000 to be honest as well. So it's the dollar price is definitely fluctuating. And then there's a way that they offer the liquid staking rewards. So you can get rewards of the staking, also in liquid staking tokens. So the ETH is never touched. And there's two ways to do this, and this has tax implications, and I'll just say it real quick. So there's a token that is rebasing, that is the value of the token just increases. No, sorry, you get more tokens of the same. So the token always has the same value, but you get more tokens of it. And then so this is actually income. This is to be seen as income from a tax perspective. And then there is a token that just has capital gains, so it increases in value. So the same token just gets more value because more collateral is deposited into the smart contract. And this is seen as capital gain. So in some countries, you have to decide what is better for you, and you have to choose the right liquid staking provider. The risk is that there's another smart contract involved. So now you're not just working with the smart contract of the protocol you're interacting with, but also the provider of the liquid staking token. So there's a smart contract security risk. Then again, there's a slashing risk, and this is not just on you, this is actually on the provider that does the liquid staking, because he stakes for you. And he uses clients that stake. So that's out of your control sometimes. And then there's the possibility that the liquid staking token is not representing the collateral anymore, because the market disagrees with that. And there is also in Switzerland was just recently a discussion about staking in general, that staking would be a banking service and could not be run by non-financial institutions. So, but this has, luckily this has gone into a better phase, but still there's countries where liquid staking or staking in general is not clear yet. So, but now we're getting really crazy. Okay, this is the real stuff, the hard drugs. Okay, let's go for it. So the concept is restaking, it's called, restaking. So it's not just staking, it's not liquid staking, it's restaking. So restaking means you have the stake on Ethereum, and now it can be used in a layer 2 platform as security as well. So there's again a token involved from it's called Eigenlayer is the first protocol now doing this, providing this, and they have again a smart contract, and you set your withdrawal address to the smart contract, and that shows them that you have a stake, and now they can lend the security of your Ethereum stake to a layer 2 platform that doesn't need to have their own proof of stake network by that. So it makes it easier for layer 2s to be secure and not having to have this whole network of proof of stake and managing that and so on. So there's a dual reward system now. So you have the rewards from staking, and you have the rewards from the second platform that is using it as a restake. And so this is why a lot of people now put their money into this restaking. And you've seen the market before. So this just is the benefit is that you have layer 2 solutions that don't need to have this whole security system set up. And this is nice. It's not. I think it's not really proven yet that this all works. It's really new, and I can show you how new. So you can see on this is 2024 here. 2024, and in February this exploded from less than 2 billion or around 2 billion to 11 billion right now, today. Total volume locked on restaking. So this is really something absolutely new, and it exploded. And now, we're not finished yet, sorry.
No, sorry.
Now people invented liquid restaking. Whoa, now we're getting really crazy. You know, so now people say, okay, if you put your stake, your Ethereum stake, you put the withdrawal address into Eigenlayer, it's locked again. We cannot use it. So let's create a liquid staking token on a restaking token. So now you can have a liquid token on the restaking platform so that you can use that in DeFi again. How crazy is that? And I mean, this is really, people are going crazy on that. and it's like I know that one platform has like 600 million just in a few days they collected. So this is really crazy. I'm not sure if this is good or bad. I'll leave this up to you. I think it's very new, let's say it like that. It's not proven to work everything, but it's interesting for investments. So just the final words, staking on Ethereum is 2 years old, okay, 2 years live. It's older than that. 34 million ETH is staked as of today. 50% of that is liquid staking tokens. Then we have restaking. That is not even fully live. It's not even live. You don't even get any tokens back. There's a point system, like somebody is allocating points to you. And that's already at a TVL of 11 billion. And of that 11 billion, again, 6 billion are restaked, liquid restaking. Yeah, so you can see what this leads up to. So this is what I think staking is right now.
Thank you very much for this fantastic presentation. Is anybody in restaking? Hands up.
Restaking?
Restaking.
Not even I am. Not even I am.
No.
Restaking.